Hi, this is day 2 in Sapa. We woke up to one of the most peaceful views so far, a garden full of flowers right outside our balcony, with the mountains slowly revealing themselves through the morning fog. It's the kind of view that makes you want to just pause and breathe for a while. And I think this is exactly why we travel, to see the world from a different perspective. It reminds you how big the world is and how much more there is beyond your usual routine. To start our day, nag-breakfast muna kami dito sa hotel. I got some eggs, sausage, noodles, some egg fried rice, and of course, we had to try their beef pho. This also comes with a free drink of your choice. And then I almost always add lime to my pho. It's so warm and comforting. And I think ready na kami sa first stop namin for the day, which is Moana Café. Merong entrance fee, pero meron na yung kasamang drinks and access to the entire place for photos and videos. Honestly, sobrang worth it niya.
Siguro pa ba makakain?
Puta po kayo ng coconut coffee, kaswelo yun.
We spent the whole morning here just exploring different photo spots, taking photos and videos, of course, and soaking in the scenery.
Kapag ito pala, against the light siya akong pagpakali.
There's lots of Filipinos here. So, Filipinos take a lot of photos and nakakatuwa lang makakita ng mga kababayan. Every corner feels curated, but still very relaxing. We even tried a drone shot, which I highly recommend if you want that cinematic Sapa moment. There are moments you don't really plan for, but somehow you end up exactly where you're meant to be. Watching this now, it still feels surreal. I never really imagined I'd be here, up in the mountains of Sapa, seeing views like this with my own eyes. But I'm so glad we came. And as beautiful as this place is, what makes it even more special is who I'm sharing it with. Experiencing this with my siblings just hits differently. It reminds me of when we were younger, simpler days when happiness was just being together. And now we're here in a completely different place, but that feeling remains the same. I just hope that one day we get to experience something like this with our parents too. I know they would love this, the view, the calm, everything. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about the place. It's about the people you're with and the memories you get to bring home with you.
Nagpapaluan ba kayo, sis? Oh my God, baka mag-break lang. May pang Joanna. Sis, bakit siya biglang mag-zero post? Yung post niya dati, puro yung ano. Maka-record ka ba? May kwala pa yung chismisan tama. Maka-record mo.
For lunch, nandito kami sa Mam Restaurant and Coffee. Umorder na kami, and while waiting for our orders to arrive, we had our coconut coffee. I love that it looks like the coconut coffee in Lado. It has this dried coconut meat at the top.
Sarap.
So one by one, dumating na yung mga orders namin. Nauna yung order ko, which is thit kotao. It's braised pork belly with pickled vegetables, served in a traditional clay pot.
Meron pansin. Hindi sa try yan. Ito pa yung yan. Sige. Kaso pala may galuan ako. Para mag-try pa.
Kaya ba?
Naman niya tiyan. Get kayo.
Pakenin eh.
Sige, go. Get mo na yan.
Kita na. Lupatin mo lang tayo. Saka malagit with preserved vegetable eh. Hindi ko dito malasa eh.
Oo.
Hindi naman
Ano yan? Manyaman niya. Kalambot na rin kasi itang pork na.
naman yun.
Pork man. No? Parang, oo. I feel ko ayaw nila ng gulay.
Itong kinakain ko, I would describe it as close to a soupless sinigang. Yung meat niya, sobrang lambot. Tapos, malasa din yung pork. And I think it's cooked with the vegetables na pickled na bago pa siya iluto. Tapos, iluluto mo yun. Magkakasama sila sa isang clay pot. It gives that distinct flavor. I can't really describe it, but yun na yung closest. Para siyang soupless sinigang, cause may asim siya, may alat, and the whole flavor of the pork is there. It pairs so well with the hot steaming white rice. So if you go to Sapa or even in Vietnam, this might be available in other cities as well. You should try this one. You know, yung dried or desiccated coconut na nilalagay nila sa taas ng coconut coffee, it's the best bit. Sobrang sarap niyang snack on. I think bumibili ako ng coconut coffee just to get a taste of it. Hopefully, we find one in the supermarket. One thing I love about this place is the view. You can actually see the funicular passing by. We probably saw more than 10 trains going back and forth while we were eating. It's such a nice view because ito yung lagi kong nakikita sa Instagram na may train, and sobrang magical niyang makita in person.
Anong oras ng Fansipan tapos? 7:15 yata yung opening sa week.
Total na breakfast ka rin.
Monthly. Isip ko, bili na lang tayo ng mga bread, ganyan. Kamaya. Yung pwedeng sa room na i-breakfast. Bali hindi na tayo makaka-breakfast sa hotel. Basta dapat 7, nag-grab na tayo. Inis ka.
After finishing our lunch, we just rested for a bit and then we booked our Grab to go to our next destination. We mostly used Grab to get around since it's convenient, especially when you're going to places that are a bit farther out. And I would say ang bilis ng Grab nila dito. Almost always, pagka-book mo, nandyan na sila sa tapat. But honestly, walking around is just as enjoyable because the town itself has its own charm with the little cafes, the shops, and the mountain views everywhere you look. So if you have time, I definitely recommend exploring on foot. Now we are in the Cat village. There's an entrance fee to get in, and once inside, you'll find a traditional Hmong village surrounded by rice terraces, waterfalls, and small local shops. Ang napansin ko dito, it's a nice mix of culture and nature. You'll see traditional houses, locals, and even tourists in ethnic attire, and different handicrafts being sold around the area. But of course, we didn't just walk around. We tried the famous rainbow slide. But before going there, we had to ride motorcycles. Ito pala yung dapat nyong i-take note pag pupunta kayo sa village na to. It's a very large place with many entrances. And yung pinasukan naming entrance kanina, it's the farthest entrance from the rainbow slide. So, known kung ano yung mga pupuntahan nyo, kaya kami kailangan pang magmotor kasi malayo siya. But it's okay. It's actually my first time riding a motorcycle and it was so fun. The views are so nice. Imagine nakakas ako sa motor tapos bundok and bukid and flower fields yung mga nakikita ko. It's so much fun. This is the rainbow slide and just look how big it is. We again booked a drone shot to document our experience and unfortunately wala siyang audio but looking at it, it was all chaos, fun, and adrenaline in one experience. I would recommend that you do this, especially if you're going with friends because sobrang mas masaya siya pag group kayo. After that, we just slowed down, had some grilled sausage, sat by the waterfalls, and enjoyed the view. We took a moment to really pause, feel the cool mountain air, listen to the sound of the water flowing, the rustling leaves, and the gentle breeze around us. It was one of those quiet moments where you don't feel the need to rush. Just being there was enough. We spent the entire afternoon in Katkat Village before heading back for dinner. For dinner, naghanap lang kami ng restaurant in Sapa town because we want to eat some pho and buncha after a long day. Thank you.
Natin wala yun.
I had the chicken pho, and I would say that it's very fresh, different from the beef and the pork pho, but it's as delicious and as comforting. Ro got the buncha. We were tasting it and comparing it to the buncha we ate in Hanoi. I would say magkalasa sila.
Lasa lang yan, no?
Katimpla niya.
Again, I'm adding lime and chili to my pho for that extra kick. Naglagay din ako ng pepper for more heat.
Ang lasa.
May konting fried, pero hindi siya yung...
Balasan piece yan.
Mas mapait pa yung sandig line.
Oo. Wala siya masyadong lasa.
Wala siya masyadong last.
Parang light pa siya sa mid-light.
After our dinner, nag-ikot-ikot lang kami sa Sapa town and we found some stores that sell winter coat. We bought some hats and some jackets here. If you don't have enough, it's good to buy here. Just check the prices on different stores and compare before you buy. Then, we explored the night market and tried che, a traditional Vietnamese dessert. Para siyang halo-halo version ng Vietnam. It's usually a mix of beans, jellies, tapioca pearls, coconut milk. Sometimes meron siyang leche flan and crushed ice, so you can have it warm or iced. But during this time, we didn't know that yet, so we didn't ask for ice. And we got the warm version. But it was still really good, lightly sweet, and very different from what we're used to. There were so many more food options in the night market. There are jerkies, nuts, candies, hopya, anything you can think of, almost nandito lahat. Even the souvenirs. Meron din silang plants. Unfortunately, I cannot take home plants. But they're really so good-looking plants. And the colors are so vibrant. Lastly, we are just buying some bread for our breakfast because tomorrow, we are heading to Fansipan. See you on the next video.